G'day, and welcome back to the $100,000 to $1 million challenge. In today's video, I'll start with an overall look at the market, follow that up with some of my most recent altcoin buys, and then finishing the video off, we'll take a look at how the portfolio stands today. Now, in the last video, when I was talking about Bitcoin, we had just had this bull flag consolidation followed by a big run up. As you can see, it's really just left all potential buyers in the dust. No retests of this daily EMA at all. No easy way for people to get in. Since then, again, just candles, sideways, consolidation. In the last video I said that based on this setup, and look, to be honest, this is one heck of a bullish chart, okay? You've got this nice base forming over 2 months, nice breakout, consolidation, another push higher, consolidation. Do have some resistance. I've got key resistance here at about 28k, and that's why I said in my previous video that I am expecting the top for the year to be most likely in Q2 at least 28k. Could be much further than that, but if it doesn't hit 28k, I'm going to be surprised. And this chart is doing that at the moment, that's for sure. This has broken out earlier than I expected. It based earlier than I expected too. In line with that, I have moved forward my mid-year kind of when I'm looking for things to really blow off. I've moved that forward into May. Litecoin. What is going on with Litecoin? Another breakout today. Let me just reset this. A big breakout today. Got all the way up to 96,557, so threatening $100. Of course, $100 is that big round psychological number where there will be resistance. It's not an easy number to just blast through, that's for sure. Now, as you know, in my first video I talked about how for me Litecoin is a leading indicator for the crypto market. Coming out of the bear market, leading into the new bull, this is the one that's going to base and then take off first, and that's exactly what it's done. It's offering very limited pullbacks. All of my wishful thinking buy orders here, they've all bitten the dust. Just only some brief retests of the EMAs, and off it goes. Where does it stop? I'm thinking the end of May. I'm thinking just consolidation, push, all the way into the end of May. Now, in my last video, I also talked about how what I've really learned is that I can't stress to myself enough that I have to block out the noise and trade my plan. Plenty of big names out there, plenty of people out there talking about pullbacks, talking about bear traps. My plan, as per my trading plan, is I need to allocate. This is the time for me to allocate into the right coins and to be able to swing trade, or position trade I should say, position trade them into the end of the year. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Because this move is so aggressive, 0.236 retraces, that's about as good as I'm getting. Okay, there's certainly no 786 retraces, there's no full retraces, nothing like that. So I have had to alter my plan somewhat, but still at the end of the day, I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm trying to buy in January, I'm trying to accumulate now, I'm trying to sell in May, and then I'm looking to re-enter again at the end of the year. Now with ETH, so far so good in terms of following my red lines. I'm really happy with those, and I was confident in those. I have moved this forward a little bit. Now what's hanging over ETH, of course, is this Shanghai upgrade. My central case still is that this is going to be a sell the news event. You can't let people who've been staking unstake and make bank. The market tends to not want to let that happen. So I still think that once this date is officially announced, something like 30 days beforehand, that's when we're going to see a local top. That's when we're going to get a retrace. However, I think it's going to be a pretty brief retrace. It could be a decent retrace, but once that is done, I am expecting the market to continue upwards. Let's go over some of my recent altcoin buys and sells. Now, my trading plan aimed for me to be 80% allocated in January. In my last video from a week ago, I was 44% allocated, and I said I wasn't looking to allocate into Litecoin and ETH at these prices because they're really not offering good entries. I do have an order here at 1480. Do I think it's going to get hit? I really don't. I don't think it's going to get hit because ETH is taking off. I'm keeping this here in case if Shanghai, we get some kind of sell the news and I can get filled at that point. But as of right now, I'm not chasing ETH. I'm not chasing Litecoin, and instead, I said I would allocate large proportions into other lower cap altcoins. Now, as of it stands today, I'm now 2/3 allocated. I'm 66.5% allocated. So I'm really happy with the work that I've put in to try to find as many good entries in as many good as many good coins as I've been able to. And my central case is that Altseason is coming in Q2. Of course, as with anything, regulation could come. Okay? Pandemic Mark II could come. Anything could happen for that not to come to fruition. But my central case is there's going to be an Altseason coming Q2. Having said that, looking at my trade spreadsheet, question 6, will every asset that I buy make money? Absolutely not. There are no guarantees in trading a market as volatile as crypto. My aim is for my overall portfolio to make money, but there will be some purchases that lose money. Potentially there will be some that lose 100% of their value. We've seen it with Luna, we've seen it with USDC, we've seen it with a whole different array of projects. So it's certainly very possible. That's why I try to diversify in my allocations into different coins. Let's look at just to begin with, some of the big movers. Now, Metis, I was able to get into Metis at 21.04. It was a tough one to get into. I'd been patiently waiting, gave no retrace. Finally, gave a retrace here. I got in just below the 236 at 21.04. I had some more orders down here which didn't fill. I had one just here, I think at the 618, and off it goes. Since my buy, this thing is now run up, over 60%. I've got $1,500 of it allocated here at $21.04. At this stage, no plans to add to it, and in fact, no plans to sell it. Now, commonly you're going to hear people say, take profits. How can you not take profits? The reason I'm not taking profits is I've done my research on this project. This, out of all the projects I wanted to accumulate, was in the top 3. I had to get myself some of this project. That's why I've been chasing it. I haven't been chasing. I've been monitoring it every day. As the price has gone up, I've had to move my fibs up, set a good order, finally get filled. I would have liked more, of course, but I'm not going to complain. I'm happy with what I've got. And look at this. Put in a nice bottom here. Okay, back in June. We've held these lows. Okay, we haven't broken these lows. Took off, bit of a blow off, retrace. We've got another nice bottom coming here, and in fact it forms an even larger overall bottom, which has been forming for almost a year. So I have to hold this. Okay, where's my line? Here's my line. I'm still looking for middle of the year, end of May, as when I'm really looking to sell. Now, there's key resistance, I think, at 108. That's what I've got it as. If this can break this resistance here at 44.40 cents, it's pretty smooth sailing. There's a little bit here and there, but it's reasonably smooth sailing until 108. I think this is such a great project. If there's anything that's going to break the previous all-time high from the November 21 bull cycle, from the blow-off in November 21, I think it's this coin. So at this stage, I'm not looking to take profits on it. I'm looking to hold it. I'm happy that I fought for my entry, and at this stage, I'm just going to hold it. If it goes to 0, so be it. Another one that was high on my list was Lossless. I shared this in a couple of videos ago. I picked it up at 15 cents. Since then, put in a big move into key resistance at 30 cents. Some people commonly would sell half of their position at 30 cents because that way you get back the money that you put in, and you're almost risk-free. Of course, there's tax which is not counted in that, a few other little bits and pieces like trading fees, but overall, you're risk-free. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I think that's generally can be a pretty smart thing to do in trading, depending on what the market's like. However, my trading plan says I'm looking end of May. So the other thing for this is that even if I did sell half at 30, I'd be looking to rebuy back, and key support here is about 24 cents. So I mean, I'm really threading a needle there by selling at 30, trying to buy at 24. For me, it's much easier if I just hold it. If we lose 24 and we come back down, so be it. Okay, but I think it's likely that this thing is going to break this 30-cent resistance. And in terms of the most, in my opinion, undervalued projects in the entire space, I think this is it. I think this is the most undervalued project in the entire space. So with that in mind, I'm gonna hold it. Last one that's really had a big run that I'll share. There's been a few, but I'll just share a couple just to give you an idea of how I'm looking to trade these. Render. I shared this in a couple of videos back. I was able to sneak in, I think, just here at 53 cents. I had some more orders working down here. Didn't get filled, unfortunately. And off it goes. Since then, big move from 53. Look at this. Almost a 3x. Again, people are going to be saying, hey, take profits, take profit, take profits. They're not wrong. Okay, we're into some decent resistance here at about $1.30. So they're not wrong. But my plan is look to exit around the end of May. Having said that, this has certainly broken out a lot quicker than a lot of other coins. It's broken out much more aggressive than other coins. So I do think that I don't expect all coins at the end of May to all at the same time have their max. There's going to be others which are earlier. This I think will be earlier. This is another one where I think it could take out its all-time high because the narrative behind this is really strong. So for now, I do seek a resistance at about 220. If we get to 220, likely that I will take profits at that point. If we don't get there, we get back to zero, so be it. That's the life of a position trader. It's all about risk reward. I was talking about launch pads in my previous video. This whole BSC pad where all the insiders got in, I couldn't get in. And I was talking about I want to get into paid network. I've put in about $5,000 into paid network. My average buy is about 0.0168. So since then, put in, it's not bad. It's gone up about 40%. There is an AMA with Kyle in a couple of days, couple of nights. I'll see what happens around there. But certainly, I'm really happy that I have 300,000 of these paid tokens. You just need 150,000 to get private deals. So happy about that. Another launchpad that I got into, PokerStarter. Once this base came in, I kind of missed the retrace here, and it had taken off, and I just set my orders at 0.4, and I hoped, and I was able to get $2,000 worth of PokerStarter. It's moved on since then, of course. Happy with that. Some other things that I've purchased. Also saying on, so paid, I've got 5,000 in there. PokerStarter, I've got 2,000 in there. So that's 7,000 in launch pads. I was wanting to get between 5 and 15%. Unfortunately, BSC pad, it's not going to happen. So I'm happy enough with 7% into launch pads for now. Now, some other things that I've bought, which generally have a similar setup. So they haven't. I kind of got them before they took off, and I'm trying to get them on retests of key support. Akash, I bought this at 0.27. It's had a big move since then. Phantasma, another one, similar kind of setup. Velas, which is a Solana fork, in case if you're not familiar. If the chart comes up, Velas, another one which I've bought on a similar type of setup, and maybe that one's not going to work. D-Race, good old Mr. Alex Becker, who's been pretty quiet, to be honest. Normally about now I'd expect some kind of YouTube video where he's got the sunnies on, he's talking about Cardano, he's talking about shilling all of his Neo Tokyo and all that. And I think that video is coming, so I went ahead and picked up some D-Race, had a nice setup. I got in at 20.8. I've got a few more orders working just in case if we get a retrace. I don't think it's going to happen, but I was able to pick up some D-Race here, and it's looking pretty decent. Starless, if you remember this, back in 2021, this was a massive IDO. I was in on it. I had a small piece of it, and since then it's just been all down, 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 down. But a lot of these games have had no love yet, so I've gone ahead and picked up some status. I picked it up at 0.0037. I've got another order at 0.0035. If I get filled, so be it. If I don't, so be it. That's fine. Thetan Arena. If you can believe this thing. Okay, another one that I was in the IDO in. This thing, if TradingView would hurry up, this thing, back in the day, had a fully diluted market cap of 8.8 billion, more than 8.8 billion. I remember when I was up here, I did take some pretty good profits up here because I just looked at that FDV and thought, are we kidding ourselves? Now, today we're back at 24 million or thereabouts FDV. Where's my this thing has come down so much that I can't even see the candles. Okay, so I took a fill at 0.057. If we sweep these lows right at the bottom at 0.05, I'll pick up some more. Just a couple more. Sunflower Land, I picked some up at 0.125. This is just it's not my typical kind of chart that I buy, but it's just a really popular game. It took down Polygon back in the bull run. It was so popular. I think this is a new release. I've had to go and pick some up. I've had it on my watch list for a while. We're getting into real DJN players here. Nami, okay, this is a layer 2. It's very quiet. It's very thinly traded. I've been watching it for a long time. I haven't been able to buy it because if I set my limit order in there, they refuse to fill me. And if I go and market buy it, it's just going to blow the book up. Finally, the other day, someone showed up with some sells. I went ahead and just took a small $500 piece of some Nami here at 3478. This has a lot. If this one can take off, look out. There's a lot of potential for this one. If it doesn't, so be it. I've just taken a small shot. And my most DGen play, this is called Project Oasis. Originally, they were a metaverse project. They've since pivoted to become a games studio. I've taken a shot here at 0.0446. This, I only took a $500 shot. This is something like an FDV of 600,000. So this is super high risk. But I have been through their Discord, I've been through all their docs, they're still active, they've got users. So it's a risk I'm willing to take. Now, the last thing that I'll share is DYDX. This is on the spreadsheet. I've had this as one of my highest conviction plays. Have been waiting until February 5th because that's when 50% of the circulating supply was to be unlocked. What do? They say we're pushing the unlock back into December. So all the insiders kind of got in, the news came out, this thing just took off. I've been patiently setting my retraces, but today I just said, this thing has been suppressed because of this unlock February 5th. Now that it's gone, it's kind of playing catch up to the market. I actually really want some. If it's just that high on my list that I said, okay, fine, so be it. I'm just going to go market buy it at 232. You can see I'm down from it, which is kind of why I like to kind of get in on retraces. But this one, it's just a bit different, right? Like I'm not sure if it's going to retrace. It's got a pretty decent base. I just had to get in on it. So if it turns out poorly, that's why. Now, note that at this stage, I'm allocated about 2/3 of my portfolio, and that's a level that I'm comfortable with. And it's really about playing the waiting game now. Now, if BTC nukes, okay, I have orders working, and I'll pick up. I'm happy to keep buying. If it takes off, great. If it completely nukes, which can happen, then yeah, I'm back to McDonald's picking up more shifts. That's just how it goes sometimes. Now, there's actually too many trades for me to go through in this video. I've been buying a lot of different things. If you are interested in what I've been buying, I do have a Discord channel. In this particular channel here, I list everything that I've bought. Okay, it's pretty easy to follow if you're interested in that. Alternatively, if you prefer spreadsheets, I list all my trades in here as they happen, so you can follow along with that in real time. If you're a Twitter type of person, I am actually active on Twitter there, so come and add me if you're into Twitter. So let's finish off by taking a look at the portfolio. as it stands today, we're at about 120k. Not trying to get too excited about it. It's going to swing up, it's going to swing down. I'm more interested in, by the end of May, what does it look like? This is posted in the Discord, so you can look at everything that I've bought and see how it's all going. So just to finish off, just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you're able to find some value, please help by liking and subscribing to the channel. There's also a link to the Google Sheet in the description below where all my trades are entered. I'm aiming to be back in another fortnight's time, so until then, let's always be looking for an edge. Take care until next time, and thanks for watching the $100,000 to $1 million challenge.